boats confiscated, they were fined, and well, they got into serious. I think the fine is 10,000 rand per person. So please stay away. You don't need it. And if you do operate a radio and you do not have permission, believe me, your day is going to be very unpleasant. So the team working up here with me, Leon Duplessis, who's been with me for over 25 years. He's been my researcher and also the second voice at Capital. He just joins us here. He ensures that all the computers that are up here, all the information is exactly as we wanted. Producing the show right beneath us here is Richard Fouchier, over 40 years of experience. Then if I look at the various stations that we've got out at the first set of hangars, Nico, we've got Nico working over there, Nico Prinsloo. Next to him we've got Philip Scott, Daniel Mashegu, they're doing the backline satellite stations. Roger Kutsia is down at our OB5, that's another van that's covering about 16 loudspeakers down. We do a 1 kilometer line. Philip Smith is across the way looking after the pilot's enclosure. And as I said earlier, co-presenting with me is Christo van den Berg. We are from Capital and we absolutely enjoy every second broadcasting for you. So the team that's up here, we've got the Air Boss. He is a former fighter pilot, having flown Impalas at 8 Squadron, Mirage and Cheetah at 2 Squadron. He is the former officer commanding 21 Squadron, having flown the BBJ and being in charge of that squadron, and that's none other than Colonel Keith Fryer. He is the Air Boss, a huge responsibility that rests on his shoulders today. He has assembled absolutely the best of the best when it comes to personnel. He's brought in from Bloemfontein Colonel Nico Freilink, who is the safety director. He is the flight display safety director at this show. Nico Freilink, a former member of the Silver Falcons, the elite. He was a number 5, a soloist. He's a top helicopter instructor, married to the beautiful Clarita, who happened to be the first female officer commanding 87 helicopter flying school. So you can see that the experience on the deck is absolutely of the highest. I will now try and see if I can, they didn't give me a name list. Hopefully they're busy compiling one. I'm getting the tower, they're writing it down, and once I've got that, and I must say a very big thank you to Major Sonika Manovek. She's an absolute darling to work with. The same with Tumi Kwele. They are Air Force controllers. I have got Lieutenant Colonel Albert Swat. He is up on the deck here with us from the ATNS, the Air Traffic Navigational Service. We've got Marily Skeepers. She's already in position. From the Civil Aviation Authority over here, we've got my very good friend Pitt. He's already in position for oversight. From the Central Flying School at Langebaanweg, I have Lieutenant Colonel Palatse. He's in position. These are all the key role players that will ensure that this show goes off like it is. Christo, dit was nou regtig waar 'n mondvol, en ek glo jy wil ook bietjie net hierdie mense aan ons Afrikaans sprekende vriende voorstel.
Ja, baie dankie Brian. Soos jy gesê het, dit is 'n groot span mense wat saamgestel is om die veiligheid van hierdie lugskou te kan verseker. 'n baie ervare klomp mense van die lugverkeerbeheer, die persoon wat totaal en al in beheer is van alles. Dit is net 'n voorreg om hulle hierso te hê en die ervaring daarvan te kan deel met al ons mense.
Aviation is the leader in aerial firefighting in South Africa. We have tried and tested experience for almost 40 years. We have the largest pool of aerial resources available to our clients at our fingertips. Whatever resource you need, whenever you need it. Kishugu, for the greater good.
Feels like I just woke up, like all this time I've been asleep. Even though it's not who I am, I'm not afraid of who I used to be. No one stays the same. You know what goes up must come down. Change is a thing you can count on. I feel so much younger now. Feels like I've been living in a dream, but never make it to the end. My eyes open when they feel alive. It's always right before I'm about to scream. No one stays the same. You know what goes up must come down. I feel so much younger now. What goes up must come down. 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 No one stays the same. You know what goes comes back around. Change is a thing you can count on. I feel so much younger now. I feel so much younger now. I feel so much younger now.
Nou, ons kan vir julle beloof dat vandag 'n baie besige dag gaan wees. Die vertonings gaan kort op mekaar plaasvind, so indien jy nou gou nog 'n tydjie het om die nodige koeldranke te bekom, die sonskerm aan te smeer, is dit nou 'n goeie tyd om dit te doen. Net 'n aankondiging ook asseblief wat almal doodseker van maak dat daar geen onder 18s toegelaat sal word in die Chaleis of in enige van die biertente waar daar drank bedien word nie. So asseblief maak seker daarvan dat geen onder 18s bedien word nie en ook nie hulle self daaraan skuldig maak om soontoe te gaan om dan drank te probeer gebruik nie.
South Africa's Century Avionics has ambitious goals for this year, from continuing to expand its business to enhancing operator avionics training to supporting the conservation of endangered wildlife. Located at Lanseria International Airport, the service center specializes in general aviation avionics for fixed and rotary wing aircraft. Being in the business for close on 40 years, Century Avionics is the largest and oldest privately owned avionics facility in Southern Africa. They offer a wide range of general aviation avionics solutions, including cockpit upgrades, and excel in avionics sales, marketing, installation, repairs, maintenance, support, and certification, making Century Avionics your one-stop avionics shop. This company has a large footprint servicing corporate customers all over Africa. Century Avionics, a name you can rely on.
Attention all you tech-savvy guests out there, and that's pretty much all of us these days. We at City Lodge Hotel Group have our very own website which enables you to do your hotel bookings online. All you have to do is go to clhg.com and you're there. Our website has been specifically designed to make it as easy as possible for you to make a booking in a few simple steps. How convenient is that? You can book online for stays at Fairview Hotel, Courtyard Hotels, City Lodge Hotels, Town Lodges, and Road Lodges.
White chalk written on red brick, our love told in a heart. It's there, drawn in the playground, love, kiss, hate or adore. I love Jennifer Eccles, I know that she loves me. I love Jennifer Eccles, I know that she loves me. La 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 la. I used to carry her satchels, she used to walk by my side, but when we got to a doorstep, her dad wouldn't let me inside. One Monday morning, found out I made the grade. Started me thinking, has she done the same? La 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 One Monday morning, found out I made the grade. Started me thinking, had she done the same? I hope Jennifer Eccles is going to follow me there. Our love is bound to continue. Love, kiss, hate or adore. Singing, I love Jennifer Eccles, I know that she loves me. I love Jennifer Eccles, I know that she loves me. La 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 la.
Africa, many words I wanna choose, but it ain't no use, they're not to find. Africa, who can catch your beauty in the word? Just this thing, you were on my mind. And I see the African sunrise in the second paradise. your air, power that you wanna share, mostly kind. Africa, secrets hidden in the land, protected by a mighty hand, you are on my mind. And I see the African sunrise in the second paradise, the African sunrise. You're God's final creation, where the antelopes play and the buffalo stay. You're God's final creation on the 8th day. Boats on the river, listen to the song. Echoes on the river, that's where I belong. And I see the African sunrise in the second paradise, the African sunrise. You're God's final creation, where the antelopes play and the buffalo stay. You're God's final creation on the 8th day. Boats on the river, listen to the song. Echoes on the river, that's where I belong. And I see the African sunrise in the second paradise, the African sunrise.
Nou ons het so 40 minute voor die ligskou amptelik gaan begin. Jy sien reeds die kavalkade wat aan die oorkant opgevorm is. En dan kort op hulle hake gaan die vlugvertonings begin en dit is omtrent elke 10 minute wat 'n nuwe vertoning gaan plaasvind. So jy gaan nie kans kry om rond te beweeg, jy het nou 40 minute om dit gou te doen, anders gaan jy dalk net mis as jy hier voor by die lyn is. Hier gaan baie harde geluide wees, knalle, ontploffings. So wees asseblief bedag, ons sien hier's baie klein kindertjies wat hier so saam met hulle ouers is en is heerlik om hulle te sien, maar wees net bedag daarop dat daar baie harde geluide gaan plaasvind, daai plofgeluide wat die oortjies dalk kan sensitief maak. So kyk maar dalk 'n oorpleisie in te sit en nou maar die kinders naby ons almal se oë is gerig in die lug om te kyk na die vertonings. En sorg maar net dat jy 'n punt het waar die kindertjies kan heenkom. Ons gaan ongelukkig so besig wees op hierdie uitsaai toring dat ons nie gereeld aankondigings kan doen van vermiste persone nie. So asseblief tref nou al julle nodige reëlings waar om mekaar te vind sou julle mekaar gemis het. Onthou die sonskerm en genoeg vog.
Christo, what you've just said is absolutely correct. We are also doing commentary for television, and we cannot have lost children that we've got to announce. It'll be going all over the world. So please, as Christo said, there's a lot of, you've come to the right show. You are going to see Top Gun at its best. You're going to witness a scramble. You're going to witness intercepts in the sky. It's all going to happen here. When the mini war is on, Roy Falk will be shooting. There'll be huge explosions. So please be warned. If you've got little ones with you, make sure that you keep a nice firm hold on them, that they don't get scared. We're not here to scare anybody.
Capital Sounds is proudly brought to you here at Africa Aerospace and Defence 2022 with the compliments of ExecuJet. Just fly. We look after the details.
CN Lighting Series. To date, we have installed approximately 10 airfields with our lighting in South Africa, as well as a number of airfields abroad.
Wonderful to spot down in the crowd here Mr. Graham Lynch. Graham Lynch is one of the VVIPs at this air show. He is the head of a magnificent company called G&L Agencies, and they are the official suppliers of Pelican cases. Now, we at Capital travel not only around Africa, we go all over the world, and we rely on Pelican flight cases to protect our equipment. So a very big thank you to Graham Lynch and G&L Agencies, but not only for those Pelican flight cases, which, as I said, are world class. He's also, this man wears so many caps because he's also the sole distributor for the GP Ultra batteries, the green ones, and they are honestly the power hour. We put these batteries in our radio mics, in our microwave link systems. In fact, he powers Capital Sounds. A big welcome, Graham. Great to have you and Alex here with us today. And we really hope that you are going to have a great day with us. So we have a little one having a birthday. Did you talk about it, Christo? Not yet. I think you've got the sheet. Oh, let me have a look. I've got it. Sorry, it gets quite hectic up here. Gerard Kotze. Gerard Kotze is in the crowd, and he's 16 years today. So Gerard, wherever you are, have a happy birthday. I couldn't think of a better place to have a birthday. And the person that, I'm not sure who gave us the message, but they're wishing you health and many, many more birthdays to come. That's young Gerard Kotze, 16 years old, and having a birthday here.
It's no big thing, no revelation, no answer to these lives we lead. But I think I do know one thing. Sometimes I think we all need sing, here I am, here I am.
Just heard that Mr. Norman Webb is in the house and he's celebrating his 76th birthday. 76th birthday. So Mr. Norman Webb, I know you're down, you're about 1 kilometer away from me, but I know you're there and I hope you have a very, very happy birthday. And this evening, the entire Capital team, all 22 of the crew will be joining you for that famous Norman Webb happy birthday braai. Dit klink lekker, né, Christo? Hierdie Pretoria mense is daarom vriendelik.
Ja nee, maar kyk en dis hoe kan nou braaidag ook vandag op Erfenisdag. So nog 'n spesiale dag en 'n spesiale geleentheid. Hierdie mense het hulle braai so bietjie op sy geskuif eerder vanaand om te kan lekker gesels oor hierdie vliegvertonings wat vandag plaasgevind het. Maar ja nee, ek sien uit na daai ene vanaand.
Very special welcome to everybody at ExecuJet. Gavin Keegan and the whole team over there. Gavin is our official broadcast sponsor. Looking over on the far side now as the drone in front of us gets, these are official drones. They won't be shot down. Time now for the march music to come on. You see how they're running to get into position as we bring in the grand parade. And these are now the vehicles that form part of this cavalcade of emergency vehicles. So leading the cavalcade, right up in the front, the white response vehicle, that'll be the fire chief. And then behind them, those brand new state-of-the-art fire engines. These are rapid response, these are incredible machines. Two of them from the South African Air Force Fire Department. And then, if you think there are great fire trucks in New York, with the New York Fire Department, well, just look at what Tshwane has brought to the party. They are their vehicles, absolutely in mint condition. So the hydraulic platform of the Tshwane Metro Fire Department, in front of that, I think that's a mobile command center. We'll just check over here, it's a bit far. I'll see who's got the binoculars. So I have a coordinator up here with me, and he said to me, right, the front vehicle's the fire chief. The fire master, the fire chief is standing next to me. So tell us a little bit quickly about those great fire trucks of yours.
Well, sir, they carry 12,500 liters of water, and they can produce 6,000 liters of water per minute. And they also carry 1,500 liters of foam, which helps us to extinguish fires very quickly. So very efficient vehicles on the airfield to have, and the response is immensely quick. So yeah, nice vehicles.
So that's Fire Chief Erasmus right here next to me. And now you'll see we're doing just like they do at the international air shows at Fairford. When we work there, we have the blue column and the red column. Over here now on my right is the red column, made up then of the lead vehicle, the two fire tenders from the South African Air Force, two fire from Tshwane Metro. Behind them, we've got ambulances, South African Military Health, and we've got the EMS from the province. Behind that, we've got a rapid response vehicle. Then there's a little buggy, and then there's a Mamba. That would be the security guys to secure a scene, should we have to. Right on our left-hand side, again, two fire tenders. They've got a pumper behind that. They've got a mobile command center. There's another rescue pumper, ambulances. The Grand March from AIDA. as they now come into view. They've just been told to pick up the pace. So the Director of Fire Operations here with me, well, I've just heard from our television director that we are now live. We are broadcasting all over the world at the moment. So wherever you are, it's a hearty good morning to you. My name is Brian Eminis. I'm the air show commentator along with Christo van der Berg. And we hope and trust that you are going to enjoy the next 9 hours of live action that we bring to you from the Waterkloof Air Force Base here at Africa, Aero Africa and Defence. We hope that you are going to have a great, great day. So these two formations will meet right up in the center here. Some great photo opportunities, folks. Make sure you've got your phones and your cameras ready. Now, Christo, what you and I always say wherever we're doing an air show, it's wonderful to see this cavalcade, but we always say we hope that we only see them now and we don't hear or see them again, because if we do, then it means we've got problems.
Ja, dis absoluut waar en dit is goed om te sien dat daar soveel van hierdie reddingsvoertuie beskikbaar gestel is om net weer eens die versekering te gee dat indien dit sou gebeur dat daar 'n ongelukkige gebeurtenis plaasvind, dat daar wel onmiddellike reaksie en goeie reaksie sal kan plaasvind. En dis baie waar, soos Brian daarso sê, dit is goed dat ons hulle nou sien, want hierna word hulle geparkeer en is op gereedstand wees indien enigiets sou plaasvind. En ons hoop regtig waar dat dit nie weer nodig gaan wees om hulle te sien voordat hulle môreoggend se parade weer gaan doen nie. Die hommeltuie wat die waarneem is die DJI Inspire 2 en dit is deur UAV Operations en dit is fantastiese hommeltuie om te gebruik vir verkenningswerk, vir sekuriteitswerk. Hulle is die enigste gemagtigde hommeltuie wat gebruik mag word by hierdie lugskou, so indien jy dalk 'n klein DJI Mini saamgebring het of so, asseblief gaan pak hom eerder weg, want jy gaan gearresteer word, hulle mag nie benut word nie, en dit skep 'n gevaar nie net vir die lugvaart nie, maar ook vir die publiek wat hier so rond is. Ook die gebruik van twee-rigting radio's is ook verbode as dit nie geregistreer is by ICASA nie. So jy gaan opgespoor word, jy sal sien dat hier so is van die personeel wat rondbeweeg met sensors wat jy gaan opspoor en daardie radiotoerusting gaan kry.
Well, here now you see the two formations as they do the change. The red formation and the blue formation joining us up here on the top deck today, my good friend, and he is the Deputy Chief of the South African Air Force, Major General Innocent Buthelezi, and he's come up here. What a great leader he is, and he's standing now. We've got the best view in the house. General, I'm sure that as the Deputy Chief of the Air Force, you stand here now as a proud man.
Sure, Brian, thank you very much. I would like to take this opportunity and thank everyone who is here with us today to support the AAD 2020. And we have had the last 3 days of the trade, which went very well. I would like to say to all the people, South Africans and our invited guests, thank you. We're looking currently at the capabilities of the South African fraternity that will be followed by a very good show. We have a very good things in our plate, and I hope everyone will enjoy. Let us be happy and enjoy the efforts of the South African Air Force together with the AAD team. Welcome once again.
Thank you, General, and I know that the press, the media want to get a photograph, so we'll quickly create an opportunity over here. General, if you'll stand here so that the media may just get this photo opportunity. Major General Innocent Buthelezi, the Deputy Chief of the South African Air Force, and he's just creating an opportunity for the media to get photographs. So with about 2.5 minutes to go, the Air Boss has just given the go-ahead. Keith, hopefully we will have time to chat, but let's quickly chat now. A huge responsibility, and I'm going to bring you forward another photo opportunity for the television, for the media. With me will be Colonel Keith Fryer. There you are. And Keith, yeah, let's hope we have a good one today. I'm sure we will.
Roger, good morning, folks. Warm, hearty welcome to AAD 2022. Nice of you to join us today. You'll see the drones in action at this air show. We'll be doing drones throughout the air show. First time ever at AAD, and we've got an amazing program. We've got obviously all our Air Force assets for you today as well. And we are fully supported by all the civilian, the top aerobatic guys in the country. You're going to be having our top paratroopers. Our guys are all prorated coming into the air show. As you've seen, we've got massive fire and emergency services on standby. And folks, I want you to enjoy the day with us today. We're going to get the show on the road. We've already cleared in the first jet, the L-29. Brian will go on with you with more with Grant Timms. We can hear him on this running now, and he's on his running. We're starting our show at 9 o'clock, guys. We're finishing at 17:30 tonight with a nice little sunset show for you guys with some high speed and some pistons. Enjoy the day with us. Brian, all the best.
Thank you, Keith. Yeah, let's hope it's going to be a good, safe one. I'm sure it will. So we're waiting now for Grant Timms. He is flying the L-29. He got the opening slot, and that's usually the icebreaker. Coming up to 9 o'clock. Christo, jy het natuurlijk die stralers inligting.
As Grant Timms wat in die lug gestaan met die Delphin L-29 Erebedoci, Tsjechoslowakiese vliegtuig. Grant is 29 Oktober 1984 gebore. Hy hou baie daarvan van kunstvlieg en dan ook om fiks genoeg te bly om aan mekaar te kan vlieg. So hy is 'n ervare vlieënier wat hierso die L29 Delphin tentoonstel. Die L29 se maksimum spoed is 615 km/h en dan 'n ryafstand van 640 km. Word aangedryf deur 'n Motorlet M70 vlerk draai maak. Sy pylrigting reg kry en dan weer afduik reg op die skare af na die vertoonkas toe. Baie beheerste vlug deur Granthams in die L29. Die groter boetie van die L29 is natuurlik die L39 Albatros. Maar goed om weer die L29 in die lug te kan sien. Basies 'n vlindervlerk wat hy gevlieg het. Kry weer die aanloopbaan as sy sentrale lyn.
The aircraft that you see here is from Hangar 51, and Grant Timms and the team have really worked so hard. Now, this is a basic trainer aircraft from the Eastern Bloc, powered by that Motorlet M701, the Aero Vidocchi, the L29. You might recall many years ago we had a team of aircraft flying in a formation, the Sassel Tigers, and they made use of the L29. The Delphin, that's the NATO code for the aircraft, the Delphin. A lot of people asking, we are broadcasting live on the internet. If you do go on live stream and you go for Defence News, enter Defence News, you will immediately get the link, or Aviation Central, either Aviation Central or Defence News. That's where the two different productions are going out on television. These cameramen have got the most incredible lenses. We actually can see what is going out on television, and I must say that the pictures that are being seen around the world are really a true reflection of what you are seeing here.
Now, some of the work experience of Grant Timms from 2008 to 2012. He was a Warbird Formation Display team member from 2012 till present, test pilot for Warbirds. Also pilot dropping skydivers for Angels Way Trust. He's a marketing manager for Harvard Club of South Africa. And then he's also a pilot for the Harvard Club of South Africa.
So Grant Timms is a guy that's grown up in the airshow world. I remember that when we were broadcasting, we'd see him as a little boy in the crowd, and he most definitely has a lot of the P's. He's proud, he's got passion, he has outstanding performance, and he's a real true professional. Wonderful young lad is Grant, married to Angelique, and he really does so much for aviation. Now the aircraft on the opposite side are being towed out by their teams. That's 85 Combat Flying School. They're pulling out the Hawk.
aggressive, hold short, runway 01.
201, we are ready to depart with 29 is done. Malaysia Delta, 01 direction.
When you work on a show like this, there's barely a second spare. These controllers, they keep the show very fast and very tight. Up in the Air Traffic Control Center, that's now the building. Let me try and familiarize everybody so that you know exactly. I know there are a couple of thousand people here that don't know the airfield layout, so I will tell you how it works. The building that you see with that little the windows that are slanted. Trying to think, how do I explain what the control tower looks like? There's a red and white mast right in front and one behind. That's the Air Traffic Control Center for Waterkloof, and they handle the ground and they handle the runways as Grant Timms comes into land. Now they are directly coupled up on radar to Johannesburg, to ATNS, and then over here we have got the box, and in the box we've got more radios than I've ever seen in my life, and these controllers here are the people that are controlling the show. So there's lots of handover. The pilots call on ground, they get handed over to tower puts them in the air, they get handed over to the box hands them over to us if we need them, and that's one of the many ways we work over here. Thank you, Grant Timms. Coming up onto the runway now, our next act, the Raptors. The Raptor formation. I'm told that I'm wrong. I'm reading the wrong information. They're getting airborne for their show, but it's the Harvard that's next. You mustn't make a mistake with all these guys around. They jump on you in all directions. Sorry, guys. So that's the three Raptors, the RVs, followed by another two, so it'll be a 5-ship formation. They will get airborne, the radar controller will take over and vector them into safe airspace. So I'll let you listen in from time to time, because there might be people here that would love to be air traffic controllers, mission controllers, radar operators. So many careers represented here today, and hopefully we can convince you to make the right choice.
Kan al reeds die geluid hoor van die Harvards as hulle op hulle aankoms is. Hy bekende geluid van die Pratt & Whitney engine.
As we watch Lieutenant Colonel Martin Lowe, and he joined the South African Air Force in 1973, received his wings in 1974. He's flown, he served in the Central Flying School at Denotta, Central Flying School Langebaan, attended the military academy and was in 4th Squadron at Air Force Base Petersburg, 3 Squadron Air Force Base Waterkloof, Air Force Headquarters and Staff Officer at the Weapons and Evaluation Center. He's got an ATP license, Grade 1 instructor, and he used to work for ComAir as Director of Operations. The aircraft that he's flying, that's the Harvard. And this is a special one. It's 7111, very lovingly known as Nelson. And this aircraft, Nelson, was built It was manufactured by North American Aviation, Dallas, Texas, and arrived in Cape Town on the 23rd of November 1942. And on its delivery flight from Cape Town to the base, he actually crashed at Beaufort West on 20th December 1942 due to a technical failure on the delivery flight. The aircraft was recovered and returned to Brooklyn for repairs. Later, this was returned to flying status and operating Central Flying School in Nota. So, very loved aircraft known as Nelson.
And the aircraft's name was Nelson. Nelson is die Harvard wat hierso deur Martin Lou gevlieg word. 'n 7111 Harvard. Het daai indrukwekkende kurrikulum gehoor wat Leon daar voorgelees het. En wat 'n wonderlike geluid is dit nie om 'n Harvard in die lug te hoor nie. En mens kan maar net dink aan jare gelede as daar so 'n formasie van Harvards moes aangevlieg gekom het, dan dink ek het 'n ou se hoendervleis kliphard reg opgestaan, want dit moet hom nie 'n beter gesig wees nie, maar vrees aan Jan verseker ook.
You know, Christo, you talk about that formation. We had one at Denota that was a 50 ship at Denota, and then we went to Langebaan and we had a 55 ship that we had at Denota at Langebaan. So the Harvard was used as the schoolmaster of the skies, 55 years in the South African Air Force, used as a training aircraft. It was phased out and replaced by the Pilatus PC-7 Mark II. The day glow there, that was when a Harvard comes out of service, it looks magnificent. With it really is very special, but sadly when these aircraft stand in the sun and they work, the day glow fades, and I believe that it is very, very expensive. Talking of which, we say a very big thank you to Johan Herbst. He is one of the big bosses of Maisie Plastics, and they actually provide the vinyl that is used. In our case, the Harvards use paint, but on our vehicles we use vinyl. There you can see the underside, what it would look like if the day glow wasn't faded. The little unit that you see patrolling up and down on the line, that makes use of Maisie Plastics vinyl for its day glow. So the crackling sound that you hear, the blade tip there we go, that's the tip of the blade of the propeller as it goes through the speed of sound. As that propeller tip breaks the sound barrier, that's the sound you hear. The aircraft is powered by a 550 horsepower Pratt & Whitney radial engine. It's the R1340, Pratt & Whitney R1340. The aircraft weighs around 2.5 tons. You see, is now lowered the undercarriage.
Martin Lou wat nou die Hawit gaan inraai vir sy finale verbyvlug en hy gaan sy vlerke wyf, so julle kan ook waai vir hom. Hy sal graag wil sien dat julle hom raak sien en sy vertoning geniet het. Laag kom hy nou verby, maak reguit of gelyk en hy kyk vir julle, wyf vir hom. Mooi vertoning gewees.
Fighter call sign Marlow, one of our top F1 Mirage pilots. Here's a call to all the photographers. You know who you are, the accredited photographers that need to be transported to the other side of the field. Get all your kit together. There will be a bus coming to fetch you and you will be transferred to the other side of the field. Once you are there, you will be transported to your next destination by helicopter. The accredited photographers need to assemble at the foot of the tower. The bus will be coming to collect you shortly. We immediately pick up the next show. We say thank you to Martin Lowe. And now it's the turn of the Raptors. Beautiful formation here, and I'm going to let you listen in. So we'll have two microphones on, our effects mic that you can hear, and you'll So 60-year-old Pierre Goos, 22,000 hours, captain at Fly Safair. Trevor Warner, 57, 17,000 hours, captain at Safair. Johan van Solms, he has 18,100 hours, captain at Safair. Dion Roth, 17,000 hours, captain at Semair. And Nigel Hopkins, 21,000 hours, and he is a pilot at the Boeing factory in Seattle in America. There's a lot of experience up there. Dis nou die tipe ouens met wie jy wil vlieg, né?
Jy verseker Brian, baie ervare manne, en ons weet ook dat hierdie vlieëniers die RV7's en 8's baie geniet. Nigel Hopkins wat daar op die RV8 is, Trevor Warner in die RV7, Pierre Goos in die RV8, Dion Roth in die RV8 ook, en dan Solly in die RV7, Johan van Solomons. Die leier van die formasie is Pierre Goos, 'n man wat ook baie lief is daarvoor om uit die loodskajuit uit 'n kommentaar te kan lewer en altyd 'n koonslag of twee wat 'n Pierre Goos het, maar baie ervare vlieënier. Die Raptor formasie wat baie naby aan mekaar vlieg. Ek het die voorreg gehad om in Kubu-eiland in Botswana 'n kunstvlugte gehad het saam met Jason Beamish en gesien toe as hulle informasie vlieg, die medevlieëniers wat net die vlerkpunt dophou die hele tyd, hulle kyk glad nie op enige ander plek nie as om daai vlerkpunt fyn dop te hou om so naas moontlik in 'n digte formasie te kan vlieg. Die leier van die formasie, hy bepaal die hoogte en alles en kommunikeer gedurig deur met die ander vlieëniers.
Jy weet wat jy daar sê, Christo is baie waar, toe ek met die Red Arrows gesels het, ek het in Britannia gewerk en toe praat ek nou met die span, toe sê baie van die ouens, veral daar wat daar agter vlieg in daai 9 skip, dat wanneer hulle land, is hulle nek is so seer, want jy weet, hulle hou net die leier dop, hulle kyk vir niks anders te, en dis hoekom dit baie tragies is, dat as die leier 'n fout maak, want onthou, hy kyk vir die grond, baie kere oor die jare, die geskiedenis, het die leier 'n fout gemaak, en hy vat die hele span saam met hom.
Geweldige verantwoordelikheid wat er is op die skouers van die leier. Kyk, as die 3 skip nou uitgaan, 2 skip wat nou informasie inkom, kan gedurig die kommentaar hoor, dat hulle met mekaar presies kommunikeer wat volgende gaan gebeur. Hierdie vertonings wat baie goed gekoreografeer is en vooruit gewerk is. En ons het ook al gesien dat voordat daar gevlieg word, is daar formasie vertonings wat op die grond uitgevoer word waar hulle saam met mekaar loop om dan net doodseker te maak dat hulle kommunikasie met mekaar reg is, dat hulle die vertoningsskedule mooi verstaan. Al is dit die leier wat die leiding neem in elke vlug.
Watching now the RVs, very popular aircraft, the Vans RV, and you are watching South Africa's top pilots. It's great that we've got 5 aircraft from the Raptors. We've already had up to 12 in one formation, but I always think a show like this where it's very big, and you've got a long ground line. The ground line here at Waterkloof is 1 kilometer long. So it's exactly 1 kilometer. We know, we walk it, we rolled out the cable. It's 1 kilometer long. Pierre Gous, Captain Pierre Gous, man that flew along with the chief pilot of Fly Safair, flew the Boeing over the rugby test at Ellis Park.
Good job, James. I think it's quite bumpy. Is the tower okay, this is? Oh, no, just power is fine. Cool. You're normal happy then? Happy. Normal power. Normal valve got. Turning left to the running for the loop and the brake on the level.
Hou nou die Raptors dop as hulle reg van voor af kom hier in die vertoonkasse rigting. Reg deur die lus. Duik weer af. Kry hoogte gereed.
Let's give them a nice round of applause. And I'm sure the people that I chatted to this morning, and I said, if you come and sit over here, you are going to be best seats in the house, because that's where all the action is, and they're showing me they got the pick. That's what it's about.
I'm doing a battle roll list over there. That's it. Try to show this hard right and brake for right down. Right down. Thank you so much. Nigel, say something please. The officer. The only point great to be back in Monitor. So what a special show. Lots of people, and thanks to our fantastic team at Raptors. Over to you, Trip. Hey, thanks, man. Fantastic to be here, everybody. If I get the airplane the right way around, then it's easier to talk. But awesome, thanks very much. Yeah, thank you, guys. Good job from Raptors team. It was brilliant to fly for our first time. Thank you for the 5 ships. You guys did commendably well. Thank you for Saturday to give us a day off so we can fly this display. Thanks for you, Dion. Okay, what a privilege to fly with my best mates here at AAD. Hope to see you again next year. Thanks, boys. It's really good to hear you watching. Okay. To AAD 2022, it's such an honor to fly for the Raptors today, and as well, thank you to Saturday for the day off, so we can have some fun. We hope you enjoy the rest of the day, and drive safely tonight. Hey Sam, thank you so much, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Let's quickly have a look. A big thank you there to the Raptors. Let me run through the ATC tower. So the first shift, the Catco's Lieutenant Colonel Ndabi Singh Tekhale, Major Bongani Class, Captain Temba Samba, Captain Priska Mtembeni, Lieutenant Kwelda, and Lieutenant Matlusoni. Second shift is Major Sepedi Satole, Major Palesa Tlokotsi, Lieutenant Mariska Matia, Lieutenant Sisipu Mungengwasa, Lieutenant A.D. Ramolesi. The SWAT Corp ADCs that are with us here, Major K.G. Malope, Captain Jabu Malindi, Lieutenant Sibanyani, and CO Dion Flock. So here's a nice story. I just picked up the name. I know she's married now, but the young Mariska Matia, Lieutenant Mariska Matia, happens to come from my hometown. And she asked me, she said to me that she'd love to have a career in the South African Air Force. And I took her with on a couple of air shows. She met the various pilots, she met officials, and there you have it. She's an officer in the Air Force today from a young schoolgirl. Her dream has come true. She's married to a fighter controller, and she's on duty today on one of the biggest air shows in Africa. Well done, Mariska, and her mom, who works at the local with a local doctor, will be very, very proud of her.
Volgende op die vertoning is Andrew Blackwood Murray met die extra 300 LP. Besig om te wag net laat die Raptors formasie wat geland het, laat hulle verby kan kom. En dan gaan hy op die aanloopbaan wees om op te styg en onmiddellik in sy vertoning gaan. Die Nashua Extra 300 LP wat gereed gaan maak om op te styg, soos jy die aanloopbaan kyk aan die linkerkant, net van die rybaan af dadelik die rook aan en sal sien op sy kort aanloop wat hy doen voordat hy in die lug is. Andrew Blackwood Murray, 58 jaar oud, 'n voormalige Suid-Afrikaanse
getting airborne here, trained in the South African Air Force, Andrew Blackwood Murray. This display is proudly brought to you with the compliments of Nashua.
Andrew Blackwood Murray wat die Harvard gevlieg het, die Bosbok en ook die Impala merk 1 en 2. Is ook 'n senior kaptein van die Suid-Afrikaanse lugdiens vir 25 jaar en het 16,000 ure se ervaring daarin bekom. Die Boeing 737, 767 en 747 en ook die Airbus 340 reeks gevlieg. Andrew is currently the Chief Commercial Officer for JAG Cargo, an air freight logistics company. In 2020 was the South African aerobatic champion in the intermediate class and currently competes in the advanced category. The extra you see today is space. Ek dink dit is al reeds verby gewees. So hy wag nog steeds vir 'n koper, sodat hy in die 330 kan gaan, besig daarso om die 300 te vertoon. Die extra 300 wat en ook die extra 330's wat baie gewilde kunstvliegtuie is. Die oorsprong van die 300 is uit Duitsland uit en word aangedryf deur 'n Lycoming AE1045 300 perdekrag engine, 160 liter brandstofkapasiteit. Andrew wat baie goed binne in die vertoonkas vlieg met sy extra 300, baie ervare vlieënier. Vertoon haar die vliegtuig reg oor die hele toeskouerslaan, reg op in die lug, amper in 'n staak draai, besig om af te duik. Rol die vliegtuig onderste bo. Baie negatiewe gees wat getrek word. Flink horisontale rolle as hy slap links uitdraai, weer optrek, terug op die stok. Hang daar hy extra 300 net aan die lugskroef, die afduik grond wat vinnig nader kom. Ongelooflike beheer en bitter moeilik om so te vlieg onder negatiewe gees. Voltooi 'n volsirkel. Die rook wat jy sien op die vliegtuie is olie wat oor die uitlaatstelsel gebrand word, wat gebruik word om die vliegtuig dan maklik in sy vertoning te kan waarneem en sal gereeld oor smoke on go en smoke on off. Bitter moeilike kunstvlieg manoeuvres wat hy uitvoer, word hard teruggedruk in die stoel en dan word jy weer gevoel of jy uit hom uitgetrek word. So as jy klaar is met so kunstvlieg van 10 minute, is dit 'n goeie harde werksessie wat jy gehad het.
Yes, Christo, it's quite heavy pulling G's. Now, one G is the weight of your body. Now, 2 G's is twice the weight of your body. In some of these exercises that he's doing, he pulls up to 6 G's. That means that 6 times the weight of his body that pushes down. And it pushes you down into the seat. It's then the blood all drains down to from your head, and that's why many of the pilots, when they do aerobatics like this with heavy G's, they wear what we call a G suit, and that pumps the blood back, pushes the blood back up, and these guys are usually very G fit and can handle those G's.
A knife edge flown now by Andrew Blackwood Murray. Op 'n meskant gebalanseer as hy waai vir die skare uit sy loodskajuit uit, terwyl hy volle beheer behou van die vliegtuig. En dit was die vertoning van Andrew Blackwood Murray in die Nashua Extra 300 LP.
ExecuJet's African operations are based at Lanseria International Airport, close to the heart of Gauteng business, as well as in Cape Town, Lagos, Nigeria, and recently opened Seychelles.
African Pilot is South Africa's leading aviation magazine. Catch all the latest aircraft reviews, aviation news, and airshow reviews, as well as photographs in every edition. Athol France cordially invites you to visit his stand and come and meet the African Pilot team at this great event. If you are serious about flying, make sure you read African Pilot. It's a must for every aviator and aviation enthusiast. Remember that name, it's African Pilot.
Volgende op die program gaan wees die BK117 helikopter wat gevlieg sal word deur Corrie Oberholzer. Corrie Oberholzer se vlugingenieur is Karel van Dalen. En hierdie sal Corrie se eerste lugskou wees as 'n vertoonvlieënier. So wat volgende gaan gebeur is die silvervalke wat gaan opstyg. Sien nou van die linkerkant af die blitsligte wat flikker, die landingsligte wat aan is, besig om uit te rol om op te styg, lekker lang aanloopbaan by Waterkloof. By die Skare se punt gaan al reeds in die lug wees. Reg aan die oorkant is die BK117 wat in sy houpatroon is. Die 5-skip silvervalke van Langebaan. Silvervalke wat sal uitbeweeg na 'n veilige hou-area van waar af hulle deur hulle manoeuvres sal werk. Sodra as hulle in vertoning kom, is hulle reeds gereed. Kan sien dat op die regterkant Corrie Oberholzer, 33 jaar oud, 1930 vliegure. Soos ek vroeër gesê het, sy eerste lugskou as 'n vertoonvlieënier.
Kyk, dis nou regtig waar 'n goeie jong mannetjie hierdie. Ek is die amptelike kommentator vir die Silvervalke en hy was 'n jong luitenantjie wat pette en hemde verkoop het. So ek het hom nou regtig waar gesien van 'n jong luitenant tot die majoor wat hy vandag is, en dis so groot eer. What a big honor for Corrie Oberholzer. He was involved in the search and rescue operation at Jagersfontein. He was involved in the operations in KwaZulu-Natal. Watch now as he accelerates with the BK117 Charlie Flight. They form part of 15 Squadron from Durban. Charlie Flight of the BKs. They are operating out of Quebec, Port Elizabeth. Accelerates. He's got those two 750 horsepower Lycoming. He flies this. In fact, the full title I think was Kawasaki Messerschmitt Bolko Blum 117. That's the BK117. Flicks it over. I'm told that it's now Balco Kawasaki. You'll see how we've modified. Look at this. Absolute awesome feeling. Bunts it forward. You'll now suddenly see the ground rushing towards him. He pulls it out. And of course, the engineer that's sitting next to him, and that's Carl van Dalen. And his dad must be pretty proud because his father's flight engineer at Hoedspruit, 19 Squadron. And I can imagine this young man, his first air show, and he's flying alongside guys with 27,000 flying hours. He picks up the datum, the center line. He holds it nicely. His right hand is on the cyclic, controls the main rotor. The left hand is on the collective that controls the power on that helicopter. Well, these television cameramen are just excelling with the pictures that are coming to us on live television of Major Corrie Oberholzer and Flight Sergeant Carl van Dalen. His feet are controlling the tail rotor. John Adler, the director of this television production that we are watching downstairs. We have a secondary production. You hear now as he takes power on this incredible helicopter. So you might ask, where do these choppers come from? Well, they were in service with the TBVC states, and they were incorporated into the South African Air Force. I know in the police we also have a few of them operating. An interesting modification. Weet jy wat is daai verandering, Christo?
Nee, Brian.
Ons het vensters, jy weet die agterdeure maak oop en ons het nou 2 vensters daar laat inbou. Dis nou iets niets op hierdie helikopter.
Vir watter doel sal dit wees, Brian?
Ek dink is meer vir die bemanning binnekant. Jy weet baie kere laai ons beseerdes, so as die vlugingenieur agter beweeg, kan hy ten minste deur die ruitte sien. Jy weet veral daar by die stert rond. Jy wil eintlik oralste kan sien. Dis maar net 'n value added asset. These helicopters perform a wide range of duties assisting the South African Police Service. They also work closely with the Navy, Metro Police. They're based in Port Elizabeth, so they fly out to the various islands, Bird Island, and they are used for abalone in the protection and prevention of abalone poaching, rescue in the mountains, sea rescue. Corey has landed a good job in the South African Air Force, being a helicopter pilot that is flying out of a busy base there at Port Elizabeth. Pulls the helicopter up nicely. He's going to be very happy with his display. He's keeping it tight. Now, Nico Freilink is the safety director, but he's also a highly accomplished display pilot. And he walked over and he said, gosh, Brian, you know what? I remember my first display, and I remember the champagne afterwards. He said what Corey is doing here is absolutely textbook. He knows the machine, and it's a man and machine, an incredible team.
En Corrie Oberholzer saam met die vlugingenieur Karl van Dalen. Corrie wat regtig baie goed doen. Hand op die sikliese steek en linkerhand is dan op die gesamentlike steekstuurstang.
Jy die name. Ek onthou toe ek en jy, kyk min mense weet dat ons saai nie net lugskoue uit, ons het kragboot, wedrenne, ons rugby en die mense het vir my kom sê, daai ou wat die Afrikaanse uitsaai doen, ons verstaan hom nie, sy Afrikaans is buite ons beheer. Christo, nou jy saai baie rugby uit. As jy moes nou kies tussen 'n ernstige rugbywedstryd en 'n lugskou, hierdie moet baie beter wees.
Dis 'n bietjie moeilike ene daarin, want ek is gek oor rugby ook. Maar ek moet vir jou sê dat so 'n lugskou soos hierdie waar daar aan mekaar aksie is, 'n program wat presies gedryf word, dit is min wat naby aan dit kan kom, Brian.
Ja nee, ek dink dis so 'n opwindende rugbywedstryd.
Ja, daarvan het jy so 80 minute of 90 minute se ernstige konsentrasie. Hierso gaan ons so met die 9 ure lank wees wat ons moet besig wees.
So he pulls the aircraft back. Watch now as he gets ready to punt it forward. Beautiful photograph opportunity. He pitches it forward, flies it nicely, banks away. He's most certainly, I know you are extremely busy, but your impressions as a helicopter pilot, how would we score Corrie?
Now, Corrie will definitely get a 10 out of 10 for his first display. Maneuvers was nice and crisp, and he, from the first practice to what he did now, much improvement. So 10 out of 10 for this display.
Right, 10 out of 10 there from the helicopter man. Let's hear what a fighter pilot has to say. Cheetah and Impa, it's lovely. He's getting a big round of applause. So, Mr. Fighter Jock Top Gun, what do you say?
Yeah, Brian, I'd only give them about a 7.5 to a 9.35 for that display. Yeah, that was an excellent display as expected from our South African Air Force chopper pilots. These guys are always operationally trained. They keep themselves current. We're utilizing them in other theaters, as you might be aware of. And we've utilized these kind of aircraft even in the 2,000 feet Mozambique floods, where these guys went and rescued guys out of trees above the water, 10 feet above the water. They really perform, these guys. Excellent display from Corey and the guys there in the chopper in the BK117. They off to SWAT Cops. We're bringing in pointer formation, our Cessna Caravans. And then after that, folks, we'll have an excellent display. Get your cameras ready for the South African Air Force Museum after this display as well. Enjoy the day, folks.
Thanks. There's the voice of fighter pilot. He's called sign Fulcrum. Colonel Keith Fryer. What did you say about to fly is heaven, but to hover is divine? Ish, I'm caught up in between a chopper pilot and a fighter pilot. Baie gelukkig het ons eie stukkie grond hierso en ons word beskerm deur hierdie maroon bereis wat hier is. So en ons het nou klomp polismanne hierbo.
Baie bly dat jy daai sekuriteit vir ons ingebring het hierso dat ons kan veilig voel. Maar nee, dit is lekker om te hoor die ervaring en die kennis wat ons kollegas saam met ons hierso op die uitsaaidoring het.
Kyk, ek moet nou eerlik wees. Ek meen beide ek en jy is albei kolonelle, lank verbonde aan die polisie, maar ons kollega hier, nê, van gijslaars. Ek weet nou nie I know in English it's hostage, maar hierdie man sal jou baie gou uitsorteer. Let's pick up the point of formation. 41 Squadron. Beautiful as they come here. Caravans. Leading that formation. Major Roman Gallon, 930 hours. Captain Ratska, 32, is in the second. Major Manisi, third aircraft. Captain Maya Singh Nukia. Then we've got Lieutenant Muller, Major Malan, Lieutenant Ferreira, Captain Ntlapa. They're all the crew of the pointer formation.
Ja, die pointer leier daar van die C208 Caravan is Major Romano Gallon, 32 jaar oud, 930 vliegure in beheer van die formasie. Saam met hom is kaptein Ratcheke, 32 jaar oud, 560 ure, ook 'n vlieënier. Pointer nommer 2 is Major Mnisi en saam met hom kaptein Mashanduka. Pointer nommer 3 Luitenant Miller saam met Major Malan. En dan die pointer nommer 4 is Luitenant Ferreira en kaptein Nslapo.
So here you see the Cessna Caravans from 41 Squadron. They're used for a wide variety of different applications. You'll see underneath it looks like they have got a pod. Well, that pod is used to carry extra cargo. These aircraft are used for parachuting. They use it for Telstar. They've got that camera coiler that fits on the aircraft. So there's a very, very wide range, very diverse range of applications. That's for pointer. The music in the background is Caravans. I love some of the chirps that come through. Now, when you're a young leader and you're leading this formation and the air boss comes on the radio and he says, guys, if you can speed up, we'd appreciate. That guy in the front says, I'm trying my best, boss, I'm trying my best. So point of formation coming now from our 12 o'clock. So when I talk about 12 o'clock now from the west, again a great photo opportunity. Approaching from the west.
Mooi netjies 'n digte formasie as hulle aankom. Lyk soos een groot vliegtuig.
Jy's reg, Christo, en hoeveel oefening vat dit? Dis nie maklik om so naby aan mekaar te vlieg.
En dan nog redelik laag en dan met wind wat hulle moet in ag neem, mooi breek van hulle.
The beautiful caravan break. Folks, and they love, remember that their crews are watching on television, so every time you applaud, they can see the microphones pick it up, and it shows your appreciation. We say thank you to the point of formation, the chopper formation. They are being cleared in. So this is interesting. This is interesting. 4 caravans over the lovely, lovely, all the way down there where Roger Coetzee is working. Nice, and he wags his wings. He says, "Thank you." It's actually saying on the radio there on the private channel. Gives it a nice wave there. The final aircraft now down at the threshold 01 on the approach. Here we go. And right in front of us, we've got the helicopters from the museum.
Die erfenis helikopter vertoning wat gaan plaasvind met 'n Puma helikopter, 2 Alouette nommer 3's en 2 Alouette 2's. Die verskil tussen Alouette 2 en 3 is die 2 wat sit sterk, nie bedek is nie. Gaan luister na hierdie pragtige klapgeluide van die lugskroewe wat deur die lug draai, punt wat deur die klankgrens beweeg en die kenmerkende geruis van die Alouette helikopter. Pragtige formasie met die Puma in die middel, die Alouette wat omsirkel. Baie hard daar gewerk word met daai sikliese steekstang. Na regs beweeg die voete op die pedale om die ster in bedwang te bring. Die dryfkrag van die ster wat die helikopter na kant toe wil laat draai, so daar word hard gewerk met die voetpedale. Krag word gegee op die gesamentlike steekhefboom.
Alouette 2's and the Alouette 3's circling around the Puma, and then the Alouette 2's, they will wheel off to the north and south of the cloud line to a higher hover. The Alouette 3's will position off to the display entry in turn, and the Puma will go to a position for display entry for their turn.
Great to see 2 Alouette 2s, 2 Alouette 3s, and 1 Puma. We're listening in to the leader of the team as he calls for the handstand on the Alouette 2s.
Twee Alouette 2's wat op mekaar nou afduik. By mekaar verby vlieg. Draai 180 grade weg van die toeskouerlyn. Luister ook in, terwyl hulle met mekaar gesels aan die agterkant, is dit die 2 Alouette 3's wat die vertoning nou dophou van die Alouette 2's.
These Alouette 2s was built by Aerospatiale in Marseille, France, as a general-purpose light helicopter capable of carrying 5 persons. This helicopter still remains in use throughout the world today. 7 of these helicopters were delivered to the South African Air Force during the period from 1960 and 1961, and were the first turbine-driven helicopters ever to be used in the South African Air Force. South African Air Force Museum has 2 flying examples which we are seeing here today. The pilots flying them, it's Colonel Dave Keyer and retired General Piet.
Steady. Stop.
Yeah, retired Brigadier General Peter Berger flying number 15 and number 22 by Colonel Dave Keyer.
Steady, stop. Reverse, tracking right, go.
Alouette number 22, that's the one that with the orange day glow. This helicopter was built specifically for the Anglo-American Corporation with serial number 1780 and was registered in Lesotho on the 18th of August 1959. The helicopter was later sold to the South African Air Force and given the serial 22 and taken onto charge on the 2nd of December 1964.
Colonel Dave Keyer, die roepsym Decibel, die sterk nommer 22, en dan Brigadier-generaal Pieter Berger met die roepsyn Patriot, en sy sterk roepsyn is 15.
Climb, and now. Michael, let's climb.
Terugklim en dan afduik na die skare toe en dan sal hulle wegdraai om by die veiligheidslyn verby te druk. En reg van vooraf is dit die 2 Alouette 3's wat in
Turning inbound.
Alouette 3's Colonel Port, Attila en vlugingenieur Basie Jansen, sterk nommer 624, is die nog steeds die 2 Alouette 2's wat mekaar kruis verby vlug doen. Wat 'n pragtige fotogeleentheid was daai nie. Onmiddellik as hulle uitdraai is dit die 2 Alouette 3's wat in vertoning kom. Colonel Port met sterk nommer 624. Hulle doen ook onmiddellik die kruis. Major Michael Church Biggles saam met Adjutant Offisier Sarel Bekes 628 is sy roepsein. Hulle draai weg van mekaar af, gaan mekaar weer op die sentrale punt ontmoet. Pragtig, by mekaar verby. Sorg dat hulle veilige hoogtes van mekaar afhou. Veilige afstand van mekaar hou, presies wat hulle weet hoe dit gedoen word. Draai weer terug na die sentrale punt toe. Lekker laag wat hierdie helikopters aankom. Kom tot 'n stop.
The Alouette 3 helicopter was built by Aerospatiale, also in France, and the first example was flown on 28th of February 1959. The South African Air Force was an early customer for the Alouette 3 helicopter, with the first example arriving and being taken on charge in South Africa during February 1962. A total of 118 of these helicopters were eventually acquired and operated with 15, 16, 17, 19, 22 and 31 squadron, as well as 87 helicopter flying school. These general purpose helicopters were used extensively for troop transport, air crew training, sea and mountain rescue, casualty evacuation, cargo slinging, reconnaissance, law enforcement and Dachau location flights in support of the South African police. During the border war, this helicopter was also configured as a gunship and operated in close support of ground forces throughout the operational area of northern Novemberland and southern Angola. The surviving helicopters were officially withdrawn from service in September 2007. We are watching the Aerospatiale Alouette 3 helicopters.
Ja, pragtig hierdie gesinkroniseerde omwenteling wat hulle doen en dan nog in dit ook opstyg. Baie harde konsentrasie en harde werk daarso om vir mekaar dop te hou, presies te weet hoe ver om vir mekaar te wees, om veiligheidsafstand te handhaaf. Uitstekende helikoptervlieëniers vernuf wat hier aan die dag gelê word. Maak hulle draai aan die noorde kant, lekker laag, wat nommer 1 die leiding neem. 2 wat net agter sy stert is.
The helicopters that we're watching here from a bygone era out of the South African Air Force Museum.
Nou is dit die beurt vir die Puma. Puma van die regterkant en die noorde kant af in. Lekker hoë spoed wat hy mee inkom. Maak sy draai na regs.
Aircraft we're watching now, that's the Aerospatiale SA-330 Puma helicopter. The SA-330 Puma was designed as a 1960s French experiment for a medium-sized general-purpose all-weather helicopter. Prototype was first flown on the 15th of April 1965, and in 1967 an agreement was signed with Westland to develop the Puma and Gazelle for the Royal Air Force use, as well as shared development for the new Lynx helicopter. The SA-330 was the initial export model, and an initial batch of 20 were delivered to the South African Air Force from the beginning of 1970. 1975 and 76, a batch of improved SA-330H Pumas were delivered, easily distinguishable by the square-like shaped undercarriage fairings. The country of origin is France. It's powered by two 1575 shaft horsepower turbo Meco Turbo IVC turbo shafts. It's got a speed of 248 kilometers per hour, a range of 572 kilometers. Seats, it's got seats for 3 crew and 16 passengers. Empty weight is 3,650 kilograms, and the maximum takeoff weight 7,400 kilograms. It was in service from 1969 till 1997.
Vertoning wat hier gelewer word deur Major Michael John Church, gebore 25 April 1973, gematrikuleer in Grey College in 1990. Aanvanklik nou net die verkeerde inligting gehad. Dis afgetrede brigadier-generaal John Church, Sasolburg en van der Bijlpark om 7 and degrees, 19 Squadron Officer Commanding, Air Force Base Eysterplaat Officer Commanding, Air Force Post Commander, Air Attaché in France, decorated with the Decoration Nationale for excellent service and received various decorations, Honoris Crux, Air Force Cross, Southern Cross Medal. Currently retired and has also flown the Harvard, Brigadier General John Church. SA-330 Puma helikopter, oorsprong uit Frankryk. Saam met Brigadier John Church is daar ook Major Meinhard Trout, kom van Parel Boys High, van 41 eskader, 35 eskader, 22 eskader en ook vlugbeheer van 17 eskader.
General John Church, who proudly writes HC behind his name, Honoris Crux, for bravery. And as the Puma approaches from the right, you hear the sound of the Gripen. Midnight strapped in. He's Colonel Musa Mukota, as we watch the Puma. What a magnificent aircraft. Spent many hours flying in the Puma. We continue with the museum aircraft. That is the Cessna 185. So in the distance there you hear the sound of thunder, which is the sound of freedom.
Die Cessna 185 wat in die lug is. Luitenant-kolonel Gerry Pretorius, roepsein Smokey, vliegtuig nommer 718.
So out on our left-hand flank, one of the phases went down and the engineering are all over there just setting up the levels, making sure that that's good. As we watch the Cessna 185, they used to operate out of Potchefstroom. Big thank you to the guys from OHS, the engineers, the electricians. I must say, when the air boss makes a command, things happen fast.
Pretorius wat met die Cessna 185 van links af kom. Stadige verbyvlug. Maksimum spoed 50 myl per uur.
This is a Cessna 185E Skywagon, and the one we're watching, that's number 748. And this aircraft was selected by the Army to replace the aging Austers then being used by the Army Reconnaissance Squadron at Potchefstroom in the observation and cooperation role. 45 examples of these three variants were delivered between 1962 and 1968 and equipped both 41 and 42 squadrons. 1968, the squadrons and the aircraft were transferred from the Army to the South African Air Force. Cessna 185s were replaced by the Air Mackie AM-3CM Bosbok and equipped the reformed 11th Squadron, also at Air Force Base Potchefstroom. The surviving aircraft of these Cessna 185s were gradually withdrawn from service and sold off, with the last aircraft being withdrawn in 2006.
Nou vir hom nou dop aan die linkerkant. Reg oor aanloopbaan 001. Kort landing demonstrasie. Het nie veel aanloopbaan nodig om die Cessna 185 tot stilstand te bring nie. En 'n 3-punt opstyg nou doen. Kry sy grondspoed reg. Lig op en gaan met 'n styl klim Luitenant-kolonel Gerry Pretorius met die C185 klim tot op 300 voet bo grondvlak. Maak 'n traandruppel draai op die regterkant en gaan verbykom vir 'n verbyvlug op maksimum spoed van 120 myl per uur. En terwyl hy verbyvlieg, gaan hy sy vlerke wikkel sodat jy kan waai vir hom. Jy kan vir Luitenant-Kolonel Gerry Pretorius wyf daarso, baie goeie vlug wat hy gedoen het. Hy sien vir julle en waardeer die applaus wat hy kry. Luitenant-Kolonel Gerry Pretorius.
Continue with the running and report ready for the drop. And 142, we're ready for the drop.
Kudu valskerm spring 1 minuut van uit die vliegtuig val. Gelukkig daardie val met valskerms. Ervare span wat gaan vlieg en vryval en onder valskerm neerdal. Die vertoonspan, die goue arende.
That is indicating what the wind is doing. And these guys will keep throwing smoke.
And 4 canopies out.
4 canopies out at the moment.
400 valskerm, Luitenant-Kolonel Laurel Thatcher van die lugmag hoofkwartier, 8000 spronge, kaptein Bejana van 44 valskermregiment, 3500 spronge, Luitenant Malola van die militêre mediese opleiding, 800.
Syrian skydivers, they look like they are floating down on great big floating mattresses made of ripstop nylon. The green smoke indicates that the that's Laurel Thatcher. He gets a huge absolute applause. He'll get 8,000 skydives for Laurel Thatcher. He's got a high performance canopy and he's filmed it all, and he's going to rush that footage into John Adler so that we can play it in worldwide. These are bigger canopies. Look at this now. Let's see if he's going to get a stand up. Is he? The pressure's on. He tiptoes. They good. They very good. Bejana. There. Look
Malola.
at that. Captain Bejana, 3,000 jumps. The other two there, Lieutenant MD Malola. I know you've had the opportunity.
Ja, Brian, dit was 'n fantastiese geleentheid wat ek gehad het. Dink dit was die 2016 se Waterkloof lugskou gewees wat ek 'n tandem sprong kon doen hier by Waterkloof, en wat 'n fantastiese ervaring was dit nie gewees nie. Maar in die vliegtuig te sit wat ergens is, jy's vasgemaak aan die tandemmeester. Hy laat vir jou uithang by die vliegtuig terwyl jy vasgegespe is, terwyl hy met sy boude sit in die deur van die vliegtuig, en sodra hy die roep kry om uit te val, dan val ons teen ongeveer 200 km/h vryval, wat 'n absolute onbeskryflike gevoel is. En dan die oomblik as hy valskerm bokant jou oopmaak en jy sien dat alles goed ontplooi het, dan daal jy na benede lekker rustig en kan die aarde beskou. En presies wat hulle vir jou vertel vir die landing om in te kom. So ja, dit was 'n ongelooflik, wil opgee 'n stokperdjie wat hulle eintlik bedryf.
So Christo, we're going to put Laurel Thatcher on the back of our bike. The ARC, proudly sponsored by ARC. Let's see, is he going to get on the back or is he going to climb in? He said no, he's a colonel, he climbs in. He won't ride on the back of the buggy. Captain Peter Bailey driving him down. Are they going to pick up the other guys? This is going to be interesting. Our little Rhino is going to take 4 people. Yep, they put their parachutes on. Here now is the helicopter formation. This is the entire museum flight coming along. What an impressive photograph. Puma, 2 Alouette 3s, 2 Alouette 2s, Harvard. I can see the Cessna and the Kudu.
Asemrowende gesig, die helikopters wat die formasie lei. Vinnig genoeg, maar tog ook stadig genoeg vir die vliegtuie om agter hulle in formasie te wees. Dit is die Suid-Afrikaanse Lugmagmuseum vliegtuie, die aktiewe vliegtuie. En baie dankie vir die harde werk wat ingesit word om hierdie vliegtuie en helikopters diensbaar te hou. Ja, as daar iemand is wat hulle sleutels verloor het vir 'n Suzuki, 'n wit Suzuki, registrasienommer November Delta 791359 ND791359, keys of a white Suzuki has been found, and you will be handed over at lost and found at hangar number 7. At hangar 7, if you lost your white Suzuki's keys.
So ladies and gentlemen, we've got the Gripen that'll be getting airborne. I've just heard now from the mission controllers that are monitoring the airspace. We've got a problem of an unidentified aircraft at this stage. So there's an identified aircraft that has been picked up on the radar, not responding to any of the messages that we are sending. So I've now got, I cannot believe it can happen on my shift, that we actually have real life drama on the South African border where we've got an aircraft that's come over. I'm just checking from Zimbabwe, I'm told. It's a BizJet that is coming over from Zimbabwe. It's radar identified, but is not responding to any radio calls. We'll see what's going to do. It's a developing story at the moment. However, we do have a Gripen fighter that's on standby from 2 Squadron to do his display. He's got nothing to do with an unidentified aircraft coming over the border.
Van die linkerkant af nou Midnight met die Gripen in die lug. Gripen is opgestyg. Ag, lekker is dit om dit weer te kan sien.
Oh yes, look at this Gripen. So Major Musa Mbokota Midnight, 47 years old, 3,800 hours, pilot, attack instructor, test pilot, joined the South African Air Force 1994, retired after 24 years service, Reserve Force pilot for 5 years, the ex-officer commanding 2 Squadron. He's flown Astra, Impala, Mark 1 and 2, Cheetah C, Cheetah D, Hawk, Gripen, and 20 other types. He has over 1,000 Gripen hours. This is South Africa's frontline fighter. An incredibly nice guy is Musa. He displays so well. I know we've got a lot of visitors here from Sweden, from Linköping, from the Gripen factory, from Saab. They're all here, and how proud they must be to see this Gripen flying. Watch now as Musa approaches from the left-hand side. Everything he does with speed. When he did his test pilots course, there were 20 pilots on the course, and that was in America. There were 28 pilots and he came second. That shows you the caliber of this young South African fighter pilot. He keeps it nice and tight. He'll pick up the line now. Absolute dedication. A professional to the hilt. Watch now. Inverted with Gripen. Rolls it. He's showing us the rapid roll rate of the aircraft. 4th generation fighter. Making use of the canards. Gripen, one of the few fighter aircraft to the Charlie 2, Charlie 1 intersection. And he had one pin to pull, and he just pulled that pin and stood up on the seat, or put the pin in, stood up on the ejection seat and waved at the crowd. So many fighter pilots that are here watching this display, wishing that they could be in that aircraft that Musa is flying. And I think all those pilots that are sitting on the far side, all watching. A lot of 2 Squadron pilots there, because we've got 3 Gripen at the show. Well done to 2 Squadron, well done to Saab. Nice and slow in a quiet, a glide, a stealth approach. The High Alpha. The single-seater wingspan 8.4 meters, length 14.1 meters, overall height 4.5 meters, the wing track 2.4, the wheelbase 5.2. Maximum takeoff weight 14 tons. Maximum speed supersonic at all altitudes. High thrust to weight ratio, the Volvo Aero Corporation RM12 turbofan engine. NATO interoperable, heavy and varied weapons load. Very low life cycle costs, on condition maintenance, onboard oxygen generation system and provision for in-flight refueling. The thrust that we've got here, 18,100. 18,000, watch for the flares. We should be firing flares. Cameras, go, check. I'm not seeing him, but I'm sure you will see it. Picking him up. We'll see as he starts climbing. There we go. Watch, he's going to fire flares. You're going to get the most amazing photograph. I got my info from the air boss, so hope he's right. Got everybody now jittery. Just waiting. The confirmation I get is from the boss says to me, don't know where the flares are. Sorry about that. I get information, but he obviously has a reason, or he might decide to use the flares in the second show. Just waiting to see now. Waiting now for the Gripen. He'll be coming into land shortly. Folks, there's still room on this side. I know I'm getting messages that there are thousands of people there behind the American aircraft. You can come around. There's still a lot of room on the left flank. So folks, we've got this situation that's developing on the inbound leg of South African airspace. I just want to get Colonel Keith Fryer. Keith, how is this going to affect Plemcorp? Want to get them out as fast as they can. They will go out and do an intercept and tell us what's going on with that BizJet. Right, lining up now. This is Hawk number 1.